All right, Shalom. I want to start off as always, man, by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Racha HaKodash, double honors unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto the brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. And also want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And in this lesson, man, I wanted to do a part 2 of digital inclusion, international order. And in this video, I'm going to play an interview that James Patrick did with Whitney Webb on yesterday. All right. And in my honest opinion, this is probably one of the best interviews that she has done thus far. Okay. I responded to a lot of her interviews, man, because she breaks down Esau's policies to where you can understand it, like she can break it down for a child, right? But this is one of her best interviews thus far, man. And so I want to play it because she makes some very key points. All right, she makes some very, very key points. And I wanted to highlight those things and of course, compare them with precepts. And Lord willing, this is edifying. Okay. A little bit of tired from work, but Lord willing, I'll push through this, man. I also had me a little bit of workout in, so I'm definitely drained, but Lord willing, we get through this thing here, all right? So without further ado, man. Oh yeah. Also too, this video is a portion of a documentary that James Patrick is working on, which is called CBDC, The End of Money, if I'm not mistaken. But he's going to mention it here in this interview, man. And Lord willing, when he drops that documentary, I'm going to be on top of it, Lord willing, But here we go.
Welcome to The Big Picture. I'm James Patrick. I flew to Chile to interview Whitney Webb. This interview was shot as a part of the making of the documentary film CBDC's The End of Money.
I think it's quite clear that the way to force onboarding of a CBDC or this type of digital currency system is going to be some sort of crisis, some sort of event. I think
right. So just her talking a couple of seconds, man. All right. The water. Thank you. Shalom. Yahalabashim Shabakatah. Yeah, last time audio got me, man. So thank you for that. But yeah. As she's saying here, in order to bring in these CBDCs, there would need a crisis or an event to happen. All right. And every time she says that leads me back to Revelation chapter 13, where it says, and he calls it all, right? And let's grab it real fast, I know that we sound like a broken record, saying these things, going to these things, but as I said before, I say again, man, the closer we get to the end, the more these scriptures will highlight themselves and manifest themselves, okay? So go on here, all right? And let's just read the prophecy, man. Now here in the prophecy, it says, Revelation 13:16, it says, the beast forced all the people, small and great, rich and poor, slave and free, to have a mark placed on their right hands or on their foreheads. Now here it says forced, okay, which eventually it will be forced upon you. All right, Esau is going to make the conditions to where you have no choice but to accept their way so that you can live, or you're going to starve and live in a tent somewhere. All right, but he's going to force he's going to cause a situation to go down to where you got to take this stuff, bro. All right, so I'm gonna go back to Whitney Webb and let her say that once more. All right, and man, this woman, bro, like, she be in the spirit, man. Okay, she don't know the Bible. All right, I don't know her understanding of the scriptures. I've never heard her mention the mark of the beast or say anything to that nature. But man, oh man, when it comes to geopolitics and economics and just dealing with the world overall, she got it, bro. You know, um, I don't know where she get her information from. I don't know who is feeding her information, but man, she knows a lot. Okay, like she's she's one of the top dogs out there right now. Whitney Webb, bro. Like, you can go get anybody out there, you know, that's into um politics and whatnot. They ain't topping her, bro. Like, it's very few people that compare to her when it comes to exposing the plans of the elites. Like, she is goddamn. I mean, she is very, very sharp in breaking down Esau's plan, and that's why I love going to her videos and listening and getting information so that I can further, you know, expand my knowledge on geopolitics and how the world works. So yeah, I just wanted to say that, but here we go.
I think it's quite clear that the way to force onboarding of a CBDC or this type of digital currency system is going to be some sort of crisis, some sort of event. I think the immigration crises, any sort of refugee situation, that's going to be used to push for digital IDs. I think it's just a very easy excuse for them.
Right. Did you hear that? This immigration problem that everybody keep talking about, right? These migrants who are crossing the border, right? Everybody is complaining about them, especially those who are conservatives, those who are on the right. They keep complaining about the immigrants, how they keep crossing the border, and when we don't know who they are, you know, we don't feel safe, yada, yada, yada. So with them complaining, all right, that gives these elites justification to bring in the digital IDs, man. We knew that they were letting these migrants in for a reason. To bring hell on you, to make you complain and won't change and this, that, and the third. They've already got the plan, okay? They signed it this past weekend. The pact for the future, all right? They already signed it up. I went over that information time and time again, okay? If you watch my videos, okay, I don't know how many times I went into that piece of information. Like, I can't even number it. But just showing you the 17 sustainable goals, showing you that, hey, look, digital IDs, like, it's the first one mentioned in there, okay? When you go to the SDGs, all right, the Sustainable Development Goals, the first one that is mentioned, it mentions digital IDs linked to your bank account. And Whitney Webb, she will cover these things, okay? But just what she's saying, man, you just know Esau can very well do that. He can use this immigration problem to justify, hey, look, you know what? Here's a digital ID. So we can document everybody. We don't want nobody who isn't undocumented or on board. I mean, he can make up anything, So I'm glad she mentioned those things, man. So here we go.
Immigration crises, any sort of refugee situation, that's going to be used to push for digital IDs. I think it's just a very easy excuse for them, a way for them to quickly manufacture consent. Because, all these people, we don't know who they are. They could be criminals. They could be anybody. We have to know who everybody is. And it's going to be sold as a way to provide security to the insecurity created by the migrant crisis. So I think there's been growing awareness for some time that there's a lot of bipartisan consensus about most of the policies of the US government, like endless war, for example. And some people refer to it as the uniparty. But people also forget that too. And so what a lot of people call this, the two-party model, people refer to it sometimes as the left-right paradigm. But I think not a lot of people truly understand how that paradigm works. If you think about it as the left hand and right hand of the establishment, you'll have one of those hands create a problem intentionally. And then the opposing hand comes in and offers the solution. But the solution was always what the establishment wanted, but it's sold as a solution to a problem created by the other side.
Right. So you people out there who are voting, you're Democrat or you're Republican, you're always against each other, right? Don't like each other. But it's not the Democrats or the Republicans, man. It's the elites, okay? What they want, they're going to get. It doesn't matter who gets in office, okay? What they want, they're going to get. But they want the people to be at odds. They want the people to be confused, man. They want sheeple, all right? And they have this, bro. Like, you think the elites don't sit back and watch these videos of these people out here just going goddamn crazy, man, arguing, fighting, on TikTok? They see everything, man. They have eyes everywhere too. All right, they got people, under them, but they see all this madness, and they sit back rubbing their hands together like Birdman, because their plan is working, man. Their plans are working, So here we go.
So it creates the illusion that the opposing force solved a problem, but in reality, the problem was manufactured by one hand of the system, and then the solution was offered by the other hand. The man that claims to have created CBDCs is a man from Barbados named Oliver Gale. He created one of the first, arguably the first CBDC project in the Caribbean, and then went on to have a key role in creating the Nigerian CBDC, the e-Naira. So the way the CBDC in Nigeria was set up is that in order to access the CBDC, you have to have a national identification number, which is the Nigerian digital ID project. So you have to have a digital ID in order to be able to access the Nigerian CBDC. And the way they tried to get people to onboard to the CBD system was by essentially cutting off the vast majority of the cash in circulation in Nigeria. And so despite the fact that they created these conditions to coerce people into using the CBDC, the populace resists. And that suggests that the idea of CBDCs being a tool for financial inclusion, the public doesn't seem to believe that, right? In Nigeria, these people that ostensibly suffer from this identity gap, that suffer from financial exclusion, don't want the financial inclusion that they're being offered by the CBDC. They don't see any real benefit. They see it as a tool of the state. And the state in Nigeria and in other African countries where these sort of systems are being rolled out, the governments have abused these systems to go after journalists or other people and violate human rights and all sorts of things. So it's not a tool for increased human rights. It's not a tool for increased inclusion. It's inherently exclusionary, and it's a surveillance tool. So if Nigeria's tactic of, drastically reducing the amount of cash in circulation didn't work, then I think it's quite clear that the way to force onboarding of the CBDC is going to be some sort of crisis, some sort of event where people will be made an offer they can't refuse.
Woo! Right there, bro. Right there. Okay. It's going to get bad. The Bible speaks about these crises, right? These events All hell breaking loose. The Bible tells us these things, right? Read 2 Corinthians 15. Read 2 Corinthians 16, man. All right? It's known as Jacob's trouble. When it goes down out here, bro, and it's get really bad, these elites will give you an offer that you can't refuse, okay? Hey, get these CBDCs, get this digital ID, and you can pay your rent, you can get food, you can get medicine, you know, you can get clothes. What you think people are going to do, man? Do you think they're going to sit back and just continue to suffer, or take the CBDCs so that they can get some comfort again? We all know the answer to that. We all know the answer to that, man. These people are going to take this stuff no problem, okay? These elites know this. These are manufactured problems that they're going to cause themselves to make the people panic and beg them for this system, okay? The people is going to beg for the MOTB system, bro. These are facts, okay? So I'm going to let her say that again.
Way to force onboarding of the CBDC is going to be some sort of crisis, some sort of event where people will be made an offer they can't refuse, essentially. Whatever that crisis is that creates the situation where people will have, very little choice but to onboard to this new digital currency system, it could manifest in a number of ways, but regardless of how it manifests, what the narrative is going to be is that privacy is dangerous, anonymity is dangerous, specifically financial privacy is dangerous. Those are going to be the narratives that come out of this event, and that's going to be a way to force onboarding both onto digital currency that can be tracked to stop terror financing or things of that nature. And also we have to know who everybody online is, or we have to know who everybody is interacting with these systems. We need digital ID. Okay. It's very much tied up with efforts to regulate the internet. The effort to regulate the internet, specifically in the United States, has been going on for years. Under the Obama administration, they called it the driver's license for the internet. The idea is to have a government-issued ID be necessary for you to access the internet. And in doing so, they know not just what you're posting and saying online, they know what information you're reading online as well. But the difference is, once it's directly connected to a government-issued ID, they could prosecute you for things like publishing misinformation and all of that. And there's actually been pushes from people like former Google CEO Eric Schmidt.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I've been saying that. Once you get the digital ID, bro, okay? When you get online, okay, once you log in as, yourself, they will know if you're watching anything that's considered radical, right? If you like a post, if you make a post, they will know. There won't be no more incognito, right? You know how the scoffers and mockers like to go incognito so that you won't know who they are? Hide behind profiles and all that good stuff like that, right? Once this system come in, ain't no more hiding, boy. If you say something, we will know who you are. They're going to know, okay? And they will prosecute you. So, hey, man, you better get this word in while you can, okay? This goes for all of us, man. You brothers and sisters got to understand that a time is coming, that a famine of the word is going to hit these streets, bro. It won't be no more going out to the highways and byways. That's going to be done. It won't be no more getting on the internet, breaking things down and showing things. That's going to be gone. It's going to be you and the Lord, man. What have you been doing in this grace period, bro? Have you been studying? Have you been reading? Have you been praying? Have you been fasting? Have you been applying yourself? Has your trust grown in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai? How is your faith? It's going to get real, man. So if you're messing around, bro, you better stop. If your foot is dragging, right? You're BSing around, you're not on fire for the Lord, man, you better do something quick. You better do something quick, man. We don't have time to mess around, bro. None of us, okay? This is real, bro. They're going to shut it down, man. Real quick, let's go to Ephesians, right? Let's go to Ephesians chapter 5. Ephesians 5 and verse 16. Well, start at verse 15. It says, so be careful how you live. Don't live like fools, but like those who are wise. How you living, man? What does your day consist of? Is it waking up in the morning, getting on Instagram for 4 hours, then watching Netflix for 4 hours, then get back on Instagram for another 4 hours, eating chips and stuff, right? That's your day? If you're living like that, you might not be in the faith, man. Okay? You might not be in the faith, bro. Your day should consist of seeking the Lord. All right? Now, granted, we have things going on in our lives. Don't get me wrong, right? You got a job, you got, you got children, bills. Things are going on in our lives. But that shouldn't top your dedication to the Lord. The Bible says, seek the Lord 10 times more. Saying that we forsook the Lord, man. So we got to seek him 10 times more to show that, hey, I appreciate what you have done for me by giving me this grace. A lot of people are not appreciative of this thing, man. You come into the faith, bro, you better know why you're here. You better take advantage of what's available and how to get better, bro. Because once this thing go down, all bets gonna be off. Ain't no more going to the comment boards and asking questions and, hey, brother, can you break this down? What this mean? That's gonna be done, huh? It's gonna be you and the understanding that you have and your faith in the Lord, okay? That's all you're gonna have. And you're gonna have to stand firm on that. Now, however, firm that is, I don't know. Because I'm not you. I don't live your life. I don't know what you're doing. You don't know what I'm doing. I can only focus on me. And what I need to work on to build my faith and my trust in the Lord. I can't build it for you. You got to have that personal relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah, man. There is no guarantee that you're going to be with somebody in that day, bro. You got to work on yourself, man. And make sure that you're in the faith, right? Paul said that. Examine yourself whether you be in the faith. He didn't say everybody else. He said whether you be in the faith, man. You got people in the faith worrying about other folks. You better worry about your goddamn self, bro. Now, I'm not saying that, you don't care for a brother. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, brother, make sure that you okay first, right? Do you believe? Is your faith strong? Who are you behind the scenes, man? When a brother ain't around, right? Who are you, man? This is real. Reading on, verse 16 says, make the most of every opportunity in these evil days. You can't mess around with your time, man. You can't mess around with these days. Stop thinking you got time, bro. You don't. Stop putting off the Lord, man. Don't put the Lord off, bro. No. You got to fight to stay in the spirit, man. You got to fight to keep your mind together, bro. Satan is at work. These demons at work. They want to get your mind off the Lord and have you focusing on your kids or maybe your job or this, that in your life, man. When you see the world around you crumbling, when you see wickedness constantly increasing, all this judgment happening, bro, the Lord is getting ready to move. But guess what? You could be in the faith, so-called, and you still can be blind, man. I almost said a cuss word. I'm trying to stop cursing so much, okay? But yeah, man, look, you can be blind, man, and still lost, okay? All because you're not working on you to better yourself in the faith, man. Not making the most of every opportunity that the Lord give you to grow yourself and get yourself together, bro. The Lord give you time in your life for you to read, sit down and study. You don't do it. He give you time to make videos. You don't do it. He give you time to better yourself. You don't do it. Just sitting back, scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Facebook, scrolling through YouTube, thinking everything is sweet. Knowing good and well, you still got stuff you need to work on, man. But I guess you think these scriptures say what it say in vain. Maybe you think, maybe you good. Okay, maybe Michael the Archangel came to you and said, hey, look, brother, you gonna make it, dog. So shit, you ain't gotta worry about that. I don't know. Maybe Gabriel came to you. Maybe Raphael came. You know how Raphael came to Tobit and Tobias? Maybe Raphael came to you, man. I don't know. But keep thinking this stuff's a game. It's not a game, man. You watch and see when all hell break loose, how many so-called people in the faith scatter like roaches. See, it's easy to say that you believe when you're able to go home, lay down, right, in your comforts, your job paying you good, right? Woman at home. It's easy to believe in the Lord then. Because the flesh feels good, right? Yeah, oh, okay. It's easy to believe now. But watch when the comforts get taken away. You watch it, man. Watch when these comforts, like the internet, right? As she was saying, Watch when you can't go home no more, right? Just really take some time out in your life and think about how would it feel for me not to come home, or the day that I can't come home anymore. What the hell I'm gonna do? Because it's gonna get to that point, man, to where you can't even go home no more. What you gonna do? Where you gonna go? It's gonna be real. So you gotta make the most of every opportunity, man. Take some time out your day. Read, study, go and pray. It don't have to be a long prayer. It can just be a short prayer asking for forgiveness, asking for some strength in the inward man. That's a powerful prayer. Just a few words, man. But the Lord watching us all. He see what we do every day. He know if you messing around, bro. He know if you dragging your foot, if you're not on fire for this thing, he knows. Me personally, I feel like I'm not on fire enough for the Lord. I don't care how many videos I do. I know I do videos every day, consistently. But I still feel like I can do more. And not with just videos, just me personally in my life, bettering myself, bettering my walk, okay? Just everything, man. I know I can make them adjustments. I just have to do it. And stop saying it. Just do it, bro. Just do it. The Lord heard you talk enough. Do something about it, man. Or don't. Like I said, maybe Michael the Archangel told you you were good, so just sit there and scroll through your phone all goddamn day. But as I keep saying, life as we know it is about to change drastically, okay? And she keep talking about this stuff. She's talking about it. You wait and see, man. Esau finna really shake up the world. He finna shake this world up so much. It's gonna bring people to their knees, man. Really, it's gonna be the Lord doing it. He's just using Esau, okay? But this is serious, bro. And you would hate to see a brother or sister be slaughtered out here in these streets, man. But hey, their brother or sister who gets slaughtered in these streets, they weren't taking this thing serious, man. All right. Here we go.
Shoot ID, they could prosecute you for things like publishing misinformation and all of that. And there's actually been pushes from people like former Google CEO Eric Schmidt to punish people who publish alleged disinformation, and that the need that it's necessary to have IDs connected to social media accounts and to people's internet access as a means of facilitating those kinds of arrests or, law enforcement activity. Well, there's a couple of reasons why I think they'd want to have private banks have like a major role in this digital currency system to come. If there's a private sector entity banking you and managing your money, it's much easier for them to bank you than the federal government. So for example, if the Federal Reserve were to do a direct issue CBDC, it would be harder for them to freeze someone's bank account or debank them in any sort of significant way, as opposed to a private company where you have, for example, precedents where JP Morgan Chase, for example, debanked Dr. Mercola and some of his executives and didn't give any reason as to why. They just said, we can no longer provide you with financial services, no questions asked. That would be very hard to do in the case of a direct issued CBDC. This is something similar to the argument that's been made for social media companies censoring. They say, oh, but they're private companies, so they can restrict speech however they want. But we know now that their restrictions on private speech have been a result of public sector pressure, right? So again, people need to keep in mind that this is a public-private partnership. That's the prevailing model in the United States. The digital dollar in the United States is also going to be a public-private model. You'll have the Fed, the central bank, working with the private banks that own the Fed in the United States. and that will be the partnership between them will be the system. It's not going to be all public. It's not going to be all private. It is a partnership. If the Fed were to do a direct issued CBDC, it would take them a few years to design, experiment, and deploy it. If you're using these existing dollar peg stablecoins, those are already here. They're already on blockchains. And a lot of those phases that would take the Fed a few years have already been accomplished if you choose to use those. And if you regulate them so that they have to, for example, keep their reserves at the Fed, then you're able to sort of have the same kind of system, but you don't have to go through the process of creating a direct issued CBDC. China, for example, they already have their CBDC. So the US is behind. So to remain competitive, they say, and have a first mover advantage, we should go with the digital dollars that are already here. So that's dollar peg stable coins. The banks that are involved in this new system, it's very unlikely it's going to be the existing banks we have in the US right now. And that's because just like in 2008 and more recently with the Silicon Valley banking crisis, every time there's a major financial crisis, there seems to be a major bank consolidation wave. And you have Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, saying during the Silicon Valley bank crisis, in front of Congress, that they are essentially only going to rescue systemically important banks, which is a designator that Yellen can just, she essentially decides who's a bank worth saving and who's not. And this is sort of the perpetuation of the too big to fail model that we heard about in 2008. So one indication the system is being rolled out in this way is looking at the people developing the infrastructure and what type of digital currencies they're supporting. So one of the biggest developers right now of CBDCs is this company called R3 that's backed by some of the biggest Wall Street banks in the world. And they were named by Central Banking Magazine as the CBDC Partner of the Year last year. And then they're developing a litany of CBDCs for countries all around.
All right, so I'm gonna stop it right there because video kind of long. I'm gonna put it into your hands to get done watching the rest of it. If you want to watch the rest of it, okay. I got to get up in the morning and go to my damn job, to the shop. So I'm gonna stop it right there, man. But this is a damn good interview, okay? I mean, we just watched 9 minutes of it. This whole interview is good, bro. Okay, good information in there. She going in. All right. I listened to it maybe 1 or 2 times a day at work. She was going in, bro. All right, but the thing she's talking about is already written in the scriptures. Okay, all hell breaking loose, civil war crisis is real, man. And I just hope and pray that brothers and sisters out there are truly taking heed. You're watching these videos, right, that the apostles, the elders, and brothers are doing. You're taking in the information, all right? You're learning. Make sure you're learning as you watch these videos, man. Don't just be watching, okay, I watched. No, you watch to learn. Go to the same videos that we be talking about. Watch it again. Listen to it. And learn, man. So you can know what the hell is going on. Okay? This is real, man. So I have 3 precepts pulled up here about crisis. Okay? The first scripture I have pulled up is Sirach 22 and the 16th verse, right? I went into this precept a few times. If I feel the need to go into it again, right? It's a new day. So here we go. Sirach 22 and 16, it says, a wooden beam can be put into a building so firmly that an earthquake cannot shake it loose. A person can be trained to use reason and good sense so well that he keeps his head when a crisis comes. Man, are you using reason and good sense in these last days? Right? Are you moving with fear and faith like Noah was moving? The scriptures say Noah moved with fear. And he had faith. So when that crisis came, right, that flood came, Noah was saved. His mind was right. He did what he had to do to be saved. Are you doing what you need to do to be saved? Now, ultimately, it's up to the Lord. We understand this. But it's things that members of the elect will be doing to confirm their salvation. Are you using reason and good sense in these last days, man? Because the crises are coming, okay? Those who are not using reason and good sense, they're going to lose their head in that day. Meaning what? They're going to be out of their minds. No faith, nothing, crying, running to Esau, begging for solutions. Matter of fact, Jake gonna call on his mama when all hell break loose. It sounds funny, it's the truth. Jake gonna call his mama. Just like when the police pulled Jake over, mama, hey, mom, call his mama. Mike kept said that. This shit was so funny. Mike kept, hey, that is, he crazy, man. He said, black dude get pulled over, he call his mama. Right. Every time stuff go bad, Jake call his mama. Don't know how to use reason and good sense, right? Hasn't been prepping themselves, right? And keep in mind, the scripture says, train to use reason and good sense. Being in the faith, you should be training yourself with these scriptures, with your life experiences, man, with your testimonies, okay? It all goes together, man. This is a training process, right? Us getting close to the Lord, us building our faith. This is real, man. All right. And I gave myself a lesson idea. Okay, about the Noah thing. Are you moving with faith and fear like Noah? That's a lesson I'm gonna do, Lord willing. But yeah, man, this is real. Okay, this is real, man. If you haven't been working on yourself, you will lose your faith. You will lose your head in that day. Okay. Next precept. Proverbs 24 and verse 10. It says, if you are weak in a crisis, you are weak indeed. I'm reading it again. If you are weak in a crisis, you are weak indeed. Your faith. You was weak before the crisis came. Your faith was already shaky before the crisis even came. Your faith was shaky. But see, this hell, Jacob's trouble, these crises are going to just expose that you was weak, that you really didn't believe. That's what it's going to do. It's going to show that you haven't been studying, you haven't been praying, you haven't been working on yourself, you ain't been on fire for the Lord. It's going to all manifest. Watch and see, man. If you're messing around in this thing, the Lord going to expose it. I remember the brother who that was. It was a brother out in Jersey, I believe. Or maybe, no. I forget what brothers was, but he said he had a dream, man. Well, he said a brother in the faith took the C hip and came around him like he didn't have the C hip, man. That's crazy, bro. I also remember the elder brother. I think his name is hello, who that was? One Gabar from the New York camp. He said he had a dream where he saw men in the camp that he's at in New York. He said he saw them in line taking the MOTB, man. And Apostle Hart, had questioned him and said, "Are these men here today?" He said, "Yes." But it was a dream, It might not be true. It could be true. But it can happen, man. And the crisis, this hell is going to expose there, bro. You watch it, bro. I keep saying it, but you're going to see it. When it goes left, guys get shaky, okay? Bro, I've seen it on a small scale in the world, right? I've said this before, being with homeboys in the world, doing something you got no business, right? Police come. My homeboy I've been knowing all my life. I done everything with this nigga, right? Fought, cried, everything. Soon as the police come, soon we go to the station, this a whole different nigga. Who the hell is this nigga, bro? In the talking, telling, like, goddamn, bro. I thought you was solid. I thought you was a real nigga. Esau pull you in their room, start interrogating, you start telling yourself he ain't putting more pressure on you, bro. It's gonna be the same thing in the faith. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. But Esau won't get the elect, though. He won't get the elect to crack. The members of the elect gonna stand firm even unto death. Because the elect understand that the kingdom is coming. This isn't our world. I'm hoping to pray and build that number. Because it's up to the Lord, man, ultimately. But I'm doing what I need to do, right? To make it, try to make a case for myself. Like, hey, hey, I'm committed to this thing, man. I don't just do this just to do this, bro. Like, this is my life. I do this every day. Every day I do this every day, bro. I mean, it's a part of my routine. Like how I breathe and how I eat food, doing the work is my routine, just like that. Talking about prophecy, going into things, man. This is called being sober. It's called being alert. It's called being aware of what the hell is going on in the planet Earth, man. While the world is distracted on P. Diddy, Cardi B, and Offset, right? Football, basketball season coming around. It's a bunch of distractions. And don't you find it just real funny, man, that the P. Diddy situation happened, right? And all over social media, right? And then the following weekend or two, here come the elites with the Summit of the Future and the UN General Assembly signing these pacts and these deals while the world fuss and cry about P. Diddy, man, and Offset and Cardi B, right? These people are right for the taking, bro. Don't be like that, man. Last precept, Proverbs 25:19 verse. It says, depending on an unreliable person in a crisis is like trying to chew with a loose tooth or walk with a crippled foot. See that? An unreliable person. That's somebody who don't believe, man. Somebody who's shaky. You don't know about it. Like, you don't know this dude. I don't know, but he might crack, bro. He might crack, bro. But this is why experience and going through things is important, man. It's important, bro. Don't have a reputation of being shaky, man. Of being unreliable, right? You got to be firm, bro. Even unto the death, bro. These aren't just words. This is fucking real, dog. You got to be firm even unto death. Because it might come to that. But hey, if it happened, it happened, bro. I'm down with whatever the Lord got. He won't happen. I'm okay with whatever he got going on. This is his show. I'm just in it. Okay, we just in this thing, bro. This is his will. However it go, it go. We just hoping and praying for the better, bro. But with that, I'm gonna close out. Okay. I think I'm gonna close out there, bro. But Lord will news edifying, man. All praise Yahweh Shema Shai B'Shem Chakodash. Dividers unto the apostles of the great millstone. Peace and blessings unto the elect. Keep fighting, keep pushing out there, man. Shalom.